Hi, so we're gonna do a part 5 of Jack in the Box, okay? So, anywho, Jack in the Box. Yesterday we left off with Marissa and her going to get her mom from her home because she couldn't, she didn't sit right being there knowing that Jack had her address. Jack had did some very awful things. And we'll get to that later. So as the story unfolds, you'll get to understand who Jack really is, okay? Okay, so we'll start with Marissa. Marissa was sitting in the cafe and she had just received her coffee and some biscuits. She just sat there pulling them apart, sipping in her coffee, but the whole time she was distracted. She was watching Jack move around in the city. She knew exactly where he was. The thought of that just made her feel so much more powerful. And she knew that if she really wanted to, she could. But she wanted to wait and give Clara some time to keep her word. So she just watched him move around. Marissa decided that she was going to accidentally bump into Jack. She was going to make him feel like it was fated. So she decided to eat her biscuits and she waved her hand in the air for the waitress to come back around. And she said, ma'am, do you think you can provide me some butter and some jam? Of course, yes, of course. So the waitress walks off and goes and get the butter and some jam and brings it back to the table. So she applied the jam, she applied some butter, and she finished up her biscuits and sipped the rest of her coffee, and she left a big tip for the lady, and then she headed on out. She walks down the street and she's looking at her locator. She said he should be coming around the corner in just a few. So she stood there at the department store looking at the window inside as if she was a window watcher. She's just looking at what they had inside. And there he was, like clockwork, coming around the corner. And when he came around the corner, wow, Marissa, is that you? What is the coincidence that we'll run into each other today? Oh my God, hi. How are you? Jeffrey? Jonathan? Gosh, what is your name? I'm so sorry. It's Jack. Oh, okay. I apologize, Jack. Again, I'm not trying to be rude. I have a difficult time with names, so please forgive me. Seriously. Well, I mean, it's good seeing you. You look well. How was your evening? And it wasn't terrible. It wasn't terrible. I spent some time with a friend, and that was about it, and called it a night. How about yourself? It was wonderful. I wind up having just a quiet night in the house and nothing too adventurous. He said, "I reached out to your mom, by the way." Excuse me? How do you know my mother? I well, I know. Okay. I don't know how to comfortably say this without saying it the way I've been telling you. We know each other. We dated. And I knew your brother Mikey, and I'm so sorry again that Mikey is gone, but I called your mother to send her my condolences and to offer her possibly us getting together. And hey, excuse me, Jeffrey, I need you to stay away from my mother. It's Jack. My apologies, Jack. I need you to stay away from my mother. My mother is off limits for you. She's not an option. Do you understand that? It's one thing to bump into me and act like we know each other, but to try to form a relationship with my mother is disgusting. And if I have to get a restraining order against you, are you following me? Is that how you bumped into me? No. I was just downtown, and I was. Hey, I don't want any trouble. And if that's the way you're looking at it, and I won't bother your mother ever again. Thank you. Thank you very much, and I would appreciate that. Jack was like, he said, wow, Marissa, you really have changed. You used to look at me differently, and now you look at me like I'm a complete stranger, and it's very troublesome. Do you think what's more troublesome is someone that I don't even know telling me that they reached out to my mother? That's troublesome. And then all of a sudden, I'm here and you're here, and it's like you're following me. I'm not following you. I just so happened to come across you, and I hope you have a good day. Yeah, you do the same, Jeffrey. It's Jack. Sure. Jack walks off hurriedly. He was pissed. He couldn't understand why she was being so rude and disrespectful and not realizing who he was. How could she forget? How could she forget something that was, in his mind, it was amazing. He turned back to look at Marissa, and she had already left and went around the corner or something, because it's as if she was never in that spot. He couldn't understand. I mean, the way she just talked to him, told him to stay away from her mother, and she wasn't an option. I mean, she talked to him as if he was an enemy. He couldn't believe it. Jack's mind was just racing. Marissa finally made it around the corner, and she deeply grinned, and she was so satisfied with messing with him, with his mind, and toying with him. She felt more powerful than ever. Now she knew exactly how she wanted to trip him up. She was going to bump into him in spaces everywhere he went, so that it can look like he was stalking her. She was going to set it up just right every single time. He didn't know what was coming to him. She was going to slowly mess with his mind to destroy him. After what he did to her family, he deserved it. He deserved to be toyed around with. And she was the right person to do it. Marissa kept going, and she walked right into a friend. She hadn't seen this person in a long time. But the problem was, this person also knew Jack. Marissa tried to keep going. She tried to avert the eye contact. She tried to act as if she didn't even see the person. But it was too late. There she was in her face. Hey, Marissa, girl, it's been a long time. How you doing, girl? Oh my gosh, hi. How are you? Yeah, it's been a long time. She said, but look here, I wish I can catch up. I think I still have your number. Do you have a card or anything? Yeah, sure. How's Jack? Oh, I wouldn't know. I absolutely wouldn't know. You wouldn't know? That's odd. Huh. Okay. Well, look here. Yeah, let me get a card for you, and maybe we can meet for lunch or something. This will be great, right? Oh, yeah, absolutely. It'll be fun to catch up with you. So she digs in her purse, and she gives her a card. And